Hi, and welcome to the first episode of me in the closet when I talk to designer Johnson Hartig from Libertine. This is my closet. This is where I spend most of my time. And yeah, let's see. Here I am, waiting for Johnson to sign on. Where he may be. I'm in Libertine's new fall cozy look, which everyone should wear at home. It's like a dream. Let's see where he is. Johnson, are you there? I'm summoning you. Or I'll have to do this whole closet episode by myself. That would be very sad. So while we quarantine, it's important to stay home, which I stay in my closet all the time. And it's my favorite place to be. It's a quiet space. It has all my favorite things. Johnson, where are you? You need to join me. I feel lonely. I don't want to be lonely. I don't see you. Can you please join me? Because we all need friends during these very, very sad times. And the fashion industry is in a panic, just like everything else. And, you know, I think it's important that we support each other and that we all help each other during this difficult time because, you know, I'm a fashionista and we gotta keep fashion alive. Because that's my art. Okay, here he goes. Let's see. We're waiting for Johnson to join us. Oh my God, you look so cute. Where were you? I was waiting for you.
Sorry, I sat here for 2 minutes live, but I didn't realize I had to send a request.
We had to be friends. You have to like accept your friends and your friendship. You can't just be like, befriend me.
No, it was.
Okay, well, quarantine has done you really well because your hair has grown a lot.
Grown a lot.
A lot. How are you doing your self-care? Because obviously you're just letting it go.
I'm not doing a lot of self-care. It just is naturally this gorgeous.
Oh, okay. You haven't been to the groomers lately, basically.
Nope. I'm just letting it all hang out here over at Basket Case.
Okay, tell me more about what is Basket Case. We're all dying to know.
Basket Case, I moved into a new house in December. My last house was Citrus House. This house is Basket Case. Originally, it was called Gray Gardens because the outside of the house is gray, and I love to garden. But then, once I did this,
Wow.
Suddenly it became. In moving, I cleared out my garage and had like 150 baskets in there that I had collected over the previous 14 years, I guess. So I hung them all on the ceiling in here, and suddenly it came to me, this house is Basket Case. So Basket Case
makes perfect sense.
Thank you, B. Thank you.
What else do you collect? Like you, I'm a big collector. I collect everything. I'm like I have like a collection of screaming, roaring porcelain cats that my husband thinks are disgusting. But, you know, I love collecting things like babies, skulls, crosses, sunglasses, shoes, all of it. I'm just a big hoarder. So are you also a hoarder or are you minimalist?
Well, have a look around my dump and you tell me. I collect 19th century ship dioramas. I've heard that I have one of the biggest collections in the country, actually. This is about 1/10 of them. I don't have room to hang any more of them, but they're made in the 19th century by sailors when they're in port of the ships that they were sailing on.
I love them. I love sailing. I'm like a sail girl. I used to go to sail camp when I was little.
Oh, God, we're already learning something about.
I know, but I think this is why we get along so much, because we're both like, we like more is more.
You know, so I collect art. I collect floral fabrics, I guess, recently. I collect books. This is my library. Can you all see? Can you see this?
We can see perfect.
Um, this is my green library. So lots and lots of books, which have kept me very occupied over the last
Okay, well, this comes to my next question that I am dying to know. So for each season, how do you decide on a print? Like, you know, what I'm wearing, which is from your fall collection, and it's gorgeous. Like, I want to get inside your brain. Like, how, like, where do you start? Where do you find your inspiration? Like, do you just wake up and go, oh my God, this is my favorite flower. That's it. That's what we're doing. Or
sometimes it happens that way, but not normally. Usually it will happen in the most least expected place. You know, I obsessively look at things on, I'll Google something like 17th century esoteric French portraiture or wax portraiture. And from there, it takes me on this whole journey to places that I'd never seen. And it's often just something I'll spot maybe in the corner of a painting or the corner of a page. And I'll think, wow, what is that? And it just leads to more investigation. Some things are more obvious, like 19th century blue and white English transferware I've collected since I was like, I think I bought my first piece in Indonesia when I was a teenager. It was Dutch, not English, because of course the Dutch occupied Indonesia for many years. But I never know. I'm not a very linear thinker. One thing will lead to another. And usually the collections are so different at the end than what I imagined at the beginning.
okay, this is something else I don't know about you. What sign are you?
Libra.
Ooh, my twins are Libras.
Ooh.
Ooh.
I'm
Very creative, very creative.
yeah. I've been a creative since I was a kid. I remember rearranging my parents' living room when I was, 6 years old, and I would go out into the neighborhood that I grew up in with a pair of scissors and cut flowers from all the neighbors' yards and bring these, nosegays home to my mom.
Maybe you should have become a gardener instead, because you're so obsessed with flowers.
I'm obsessed with flowers, and wait till I show you my kitchen garden that I planted at the beginning of this lockdown. And I'm already eating Swiss chard and spinach salads from my garden.
Oh my God, you're gonna have to invite me over for dinner when this is all over.
Of course I will. Do you want to see the garden?
I do want to see the garden. Before I see the garden, I want to know one more thing. Did you always want to be a designer? Did you always know?
I didn't always want to be a designer, and I some days still don't want to be a designer. This was the thing about me, is that I could do a lot. I could do a lot sort of well. Actually, I could do a lot pretty well. And if I wanted to figure out something, I would very easily. So there were so many areas that paths that I could have chosen, but fashion kind of found me. I didn't go to fashion school. I went to art school and studied painting and drawing. But since I was a teenager, I always wore vintage clothing. We'd go to Goodwill, and it was during, the 80s, punk rock, new wave.
See, this is where we have a lot of similarities. I used to go to JetRec's $3 sale on Sundays, where you could where you could pick a bag, and it was like $3, like however much you wanted, and like all the rag houses and all of that. It was really dirty and disgusting. I mean, wow. I've upgraded since then, but I've also always had the love for vintage clothing and, sort of bringing that into my life. Like,
Well, I can one up you on that. There was a place in Whittier called Value Village, and we became cashier, and we bring her a bottle of wine maybe every week. And she would just say, all right, and give us hefty bags. And we could fill up hefty bags and just take anything we wanted from that store. So it was a fantasy for someone like me. And when I think back about some of the things that I found at that store now that are, you never find now. now that everyone is, you know, a vintage dealer and everyone's a vintage expert, and it makes it a lot more difficult to find.
It does, and it's become very overpriced, which irritates me because finding vintage is like a treasure hunt, and you're supposed to find the most amazing thing for $20 and feel like you scored, not pay $500
Oh,
because, you know, and that's what's changed, and that kind of upsets me. I mean, I used to go to garage sales too back in the day when I had a lot of time.
oh
Drive around LA and like, you
yeah,
know, spot something from like a mile away and go, whoa, and
yes,
run.
yes.
I mean, that's sort of how we met when I think about it, because you had your sale, and I was chasing that woman around your studio that had a cape I wanted.
We had first our first ever sample sale, and
Yes,
that's where I met you. And
I know.
I didn't know who you were, but I saw you across the room trying on this Christian Dior haute couture jumpsuit, floral jumpsuit. That was one of my favorite pieces that I silk screened all over from like 10 years prior, that no one had ever paid an ounce of attention to. And I saw you try it on, and I thought, ooh, ooh,
I was feeling that.
I think I've just met my match. And then, you know, and then it turns out you posted a picture of yourself in that jumpsuit and this other vintage Libertine piece at the LACMA Gala. And
This one. Hold on, I
I
have it.
lost my mind over your outfit. And
Woohoo!
yes, that one. Yes, that one.
This is the one that I tried to fight the woman for that was walking around.
Well, and then once we started talking, it was like, you know, like brother, sisters and brothers from different mothers, like just like this, you know, immediate kind of connection, wouldn't you think?
Absolutely. I mean, that's the funnest part about when we collaborate, because I've never met someone that's like, no, put more on it, because people always try to pull me back.
Yeah,
And like the two, like we always like kind of break up and get married 20 times
yeah.
because, but the outcome's been pretty good so far.
Been incredible. And you're one of the only ones that I know that will, you know, there are people that commit, but you commit, B.
I commit.
It's
I commit. If I'm going to do something, I do it.
and it really takes such a strong sense of self and such a confidence to commit like you do. Often I'm intimidated to do it. I was much better at it when I was, you know, young and very cute, but now I think I'm a little old to commit.
I just don't know any other way. I can't, it's like, I literally can't do anything if it's not 100%. Like my brain won't allow it. Like it just won't, like it will only go to, okay, I feel like this is complete, which comes to my next question for you.
But B,
How do you know?
sorry to interrupt, but
Yeah.
what I said was so fucked up that I'm too old to commit. That's my mental illness. One is never too old. Some of the chicest people in the world are in their 80s and 90s and still willing to commit. So meeting you was sort of a very good, almost like a therapy session, because I thought, yes, it's so important to live ourselves.
I mean, I mean, you got to do the things that makes you happy, you know, and
Yeah.
commitment to me makes me happy and complete and
Yeah.
whole as in one, you know. For me, it's hard for, like, I can't, you know, I got to like, if I'm going to talk to you, I got to commit to the new fall cozy at home look, because, you know, I've been wearing so many cozy looks at home, but this Libertine look is a dream for anyone that needs to commit and feel fulfilled at home while they're just quarantining in their closet or in their house, you know?
Listen, B, I want to tell you something.
Yeah.
Be completed.
But I want to know something that, you know, since we have sort of similar brains,
Yeah.
when you do a design, how do you know when it's done? How do you know when to walk away and when it's done?
Listen, B, I want to tell you something. You gotta know when to throw them, know when to fold them, know when...
This is crazy.
No, me. Um, I guess I go in on the weekends when no one else is in the studio,
Yeah.
and I turn on music I like, and I just get lost in the revelry. I just, they talk about a zone. Well, I get in that zone,
I know when you're in your zone.
and I'll pin things, and I'll tape things, and I'll sew things, and I'll switch things, and suddenly it hits me, and it's incredible. It happens every season. I think it happens every season. Others may say that it doesn't, but but and then all it takes is that one ensemble, and suddenly I think, oh well, this is it. So it's a very, very exciting process. But
When someone's asking if you're single.
yeah, I am. I'm single and ready to mingle.
You have to check that back up.
After this lockdown, I am ready to mingle.
Okay, that's what I want to know. What is the first thing you're gonna do after this lockdown?
Maybe go to a restaurant with some friends. I miss my friends. I talk to friends, certain friends every day, but and just the other thing you have to remember is this lockdown isn't just suddenly going to be over one day. I think the first thing I'll do is go to my studio and be so happy to see my crew again.
Right.
We're a crew of about 13 or 14 people, and we're really family. So it'll be, I think, really, and honestly, I'm happiest at work. I'm happiest creating. And that is one of the reasons that this lockdown hasn't been that terrible for me, because I've been creating at Basket House
Show us your garden, show us your heaven, show us what's keeping you going and keeping you inspired.
Well, I'll show you my sponge painted stairway that I did the first week of lockdown, and my stair and my
And did you have all these things at home, or did you have to like Amazon it?
No, I went to Home Depot. The first week of the lockdown, I went to Home Depot every single day. Can you see this?
You got ready. Yeah, I can see it.
Yeah, so see, I did each one of these with a piece of sponge.
How long did it take you?
It took me several days. I did the whole stairway.
Oh wow.
And yeah, all the way up. And then I also did.
It kind of looks like grass.
It does a little bit. I also did my fireplace mantle. Can you see that?
Yes.
And then this is the pottery that inspired the sponge painting, which I've collected for years, and still don't know exactly where it's from, whether it's Moroccan or Persian or Andalusian. But so it's been really fun. And I light a fire every night and read a book. There's my front garden. Lots of citrus trees.
Wait, tell me what music do you listen to?
I listen to Mozart and Bizet and Radio Department and Christian Death.
What about your Swedish boyfriend?
My Swedish boyfriend, Jonathan Johansson.
Jonathan Johansson.
Look at my garden, B. Can you see it?
It's making me hungry.
Look at this. I'm eating this. This is Swiss chard.
And how long did this take you?
I planted these 3 weeks ago, or 1 month ago. Look at these tomatoes. They're ready to just go off.
I mean, the rain must have helped with that.
They love the rain. They love it. And then what I'm really getting excited for is this when it heats up a little bit more. Every day.
It's going to be hot tomorrow.
It's going to be hot. I think we're almost in swimming time. So it's been great. And I've got a studio so I can paint out there. So I'm in a pretty nice position for lockdown.
Yeah, it looks heavenly. I mean,
Look
I
at
think,
these. I just cut these from the garden this morning.
oh my God,
Can you see?
everything feels so alive. What are you cooking?
On Sunday, I am cooking. I'm cooking a lot too. On Sunday, I made
Me too.
I bought cooking is radical.
Will you tell me
It-
what's your signature dish?
My signature dish would probably be like beef bourguignon or maybe a pot roast. I like very comforting, easy foods. So I'll buy like a 3 or 4 pound chuck roast, salt and pepper it on both sides, brown it in my Le Creuset Dutch oven, throw in some roughly cut onions, celery, and carrots, a can of French onion soup, Campbell's, and a whole bottle of Cabernet Sauvignon, and let it cook for 5 or 6 hours at a really low temperature. And it's like heaven on earth.
Okay, so are you one of those people that like cook a big thing and like put it in the freezer for a rainy day, or do you just like make food for the one time being?
No, my problem is that I haven't mastered the art of freezing. So I'm the kind of person that makes something like that and then eats it for maybe 2 or 3 days and then is so sick of it I can't make it again for. But I'll tell you the other really exciting thing about this lockdown is that I hadn't bought a loaf of bread. For some reason, I had a real block about bread. And
There's
how
no good bread in America, I'm telling you. Being Swedish, like the butter and the bread taste like nothing here. It's really, really like, you know, if you go to Europe or you go to Paris or whatever, like the bread and the butter is a whole different ballgame.
well, but B, we're not in Europe. We're in.
I know, but I'm European and so I stay away from bread here because it's just not worth the carbs.
Well, so I hadn't bought a loaf of bread in I bet 14 years, but I bought a loaf and I bought 3 cans of Starkiss white albacore tuna in water, and I came home and opened a can and rough cut some carrots and some celery and a little sweet pickle relish and mayonnaise and made a tuna fish sandwich, and it was a revelation.
Wow.
Tuna
Wait,
fish
don't you have
sandwich.
tuna cans in some of your clothing? You're a big tuna fan, right?
No,
Or
I
am I
was
making
not
that
even.
up?
This is all new. It was caviar we had on our clothes. I'm a big caviar fan. B, I don't know if it's just me, but you become really blurry in the last like minute.
Well, I'm clear and you're a little blurry, so I don't know if we're like having like a weird connection or what's going, but I do see you. Do you
Okay,
see
all
me?
right.
Can everyone else see us?
I see you. Me clearly. I don't. I see you blurrily.
I see me clearly and you blurry.
Oh well, maybe that's just the way this is though. But it wasn't like this at the beginning. It's
This
getting
is true.
more blurry by the moment. So
Oh,
maybe we should talk.
apparently we're both very blurry.
Oh, we are.
Yeah, that's what the universe is telling
Oh,
us.
oh. What should we do? B, clean our things.
Should we like
No.
reconnect? Because we're definitely
Are
not
we?
done.
Only her. It's saying. Life
Oh,
happens. It gets messed up sometimes. All right. Well, I think we should just keep going, B.
yeah, I
The
mean,
blank.
the conversation is here. You have a beautiful wig. I'm still
It's
in my
glitch.
closet.
D. Why would you ever call this hair a wig?
Oh,
D.
sorry. Sorry.
God.
Sorry.
Oh my gosh. I'm so insulted. You know how long it's taken me to grow this? A month. Oh, someone should move around, B. Let's move around.
Okay, let's move around. Let's move around. Is this better?
Oh, and this is the other thing that's been keeping me super
Here's my
sane
wigs.
with
I have
lockdown.
lots of wigs.
Hi.
Can you see my wigs?
Mm. Mm.
I love
Mm.
wigs. And I love shoes.
The
Lots and
blanks
lots
love
of
you.
shoes.
I love you, blanks. I love you guys. I miss you. Is this better?
Is it better? Where should we be?
Here,
Should I be over
maybe.
here?
Show us each of your closets. B, show them your closet.
Okay, well, this is my vanity where I do my makeup and I have like a quiet time and think. Here's all, like, can you see? Here's my pants, all my jackets. It's all organized per thing. Here I have a closet. I mean, I have a balcony. You can actually go out here. And I have a little balcony, which I don't really go on that much.
You never do
This is where,
performances for people down below from the balcony?
no, not really. This is where I do my yoga every day. This is where I have all my hats. Can you see?
Yeah.
This is my shoe wall. I mean,
Wow.
funny enough, you know, I built this closet, but it still doesn't fit all my clothes, which is kind of annoying. But yeah, it's my favorite place. It's my favorite place to be.
My closet is just about my worst favorite place, and I'm not even going to show you because it couldn't be less interesting. I'm not a clothes person.
Do you only have Libertine clothes?
No, I have a lot of Adidas. I have a lot of Adidas clothes, and I have mostly all Nike shoes. But clothes just aren't my thing. I wear Libertine basketball shorts and a t-shirt every single day. I'd much rather buy a painting, or I'd much rather buy a basket or a new rose bush. Clothes just don't fill me up like other things do. I'm a things person.
I'm a non-things person too, but clothes give me so much
No,
joy.
no, I didn't say I'm a non-things. I said I am a things. And clothes aren't things. Clothes are, well,
What I love about you is that you'll wear shorts and a t-shirt even when it's freezing in New York and raining.
yeah.
Like your uniform doesn't change.
I'm really warm-blooded. So I get to New York, I'm like, this is my perfect temperature when it's like, 20.
I would say I'm more of like a method person. I'm like a method stylist. Like I always dress according to whatever I'm doing, and that's how I can like understand what I'm doing. So, you know, if I'm talking to you, I need to wear Libertine. If it, like whatever job I'm styling and if it has a theme, I'm like the theme, you know, and that's how I connect with whatever I'm doing.
You're the theme, all right, B. You really, you're
Well,
always.
I love a theme, you know. I'm a theme girl. I love a theme.
And I have to say, thank God for people like you that do love clothes, and many others that I know as much as you do, because it's why we do it. I think I was a clothes person before I became a fashion designer, and then once I understood
The markup.
Yeah, once I knew it, these goddamn designers were marking their goddamn things up. I thought, no, not at all. Just like the work involved, and it became less interesting to me.
Okay.
It'd be like, well, I can't think of a comparison, but you understand.
Yeah, I want to know, do you have any quarantine cravings? Like things that like I'm dying to go to the Korean spa because I'm trying to care
Ooh.
for myself at home. I haven't had a manicure in a month, and that has not happened in 15 years.
B, you just hit the button. I least, and this is only for maintenance because I have such bad lower back problems. I get a massage at least twice a week, every week. So to go 6 weeks without a massage has been torture. But my acupuncture.
Do you have a block?
A block? No, but I've got this.
Like a yoga block?
No, I don't. But I've got this massage ball. It's a super hard rubber ball that I roll around on if it gets really bad. But that is the first thing I'm gonna do is get one of my masseurs over here for a massage.
Oof, that sounds nice.
The other night I thought, I guess I could text him and see if he's feeling well and just say you have to wear a mask and glove. But then I thought, I don't know, it doesn't.
See, that's the thing. We're all on that very cusp of wanting to break the rules. Like I mean, my like cleaning lady hasn't come, and that is a problem because all I do is clean.
Well, I'll tell you what, mine still comes, but this is the way I look at it, B. I was in Milan and Florence when it all broke out in Italy.
Yeah.
I could go on planes, trains, and cars in Italy and not get it during the breakout. I felt pretty safe having my, come, and I asked her a lot of questions, but it's been fine. I also my cleaning ladies also work at Libertine, so
Okay.
we were all together, all the time anyway. We all saw each other at Libertine more than we saw our families for the most part. So I just knew, I'm all right.
Well, I'm officially negative, tested negative, which kind of upset me because I thought if I had it 2 months ago, then maybe I would be immune.
Yes. Yeah.
So,
I'm trying to find something to lean this phone against. Just a second.
Maybe. It looks like you're in the bathroom.
I'm not. I'm still in my living room. But here, I think I just found what I can lean this against. Yes.
Looking good. Looking good.
That's one of my ancestors. And with my hair grown out like this, we look more alike.
It's a very good portrait.
Yeah, thank you. Incredible how much we look alike.
It really like that. I'm feeling it.
Thank you, B. Thank you so much.
Yeah, I'm definitely. Okay, what else?
Ooh. I just got a message on my phone.
Yeah.
B, let me ask you one really serious question. I'm excited to see how, after we've enjoyed Los Angeles with the most clean air that we've had in decades.
Absolutely.
And the least traffic that we've had in decades, I'm excited to see if there maybe has not been a whole recalibration in our thinking as Los Angelinos. I was born and raised here, as you were. So we
not
know.
Born and raised, but since '89. But I agree with you. I feel like we all had to take a step back.
You're not a native?
No, I'm born and raised in Sweden.
B, I'm sorry. I'm just kidding.
You're so crazy.
What I was going to say is that I think that there will be a real recalibration. It feels so exciting to go to the market, and I usually go once a week, and to find something that I didn't think would be there. When I renovated this house, I put in a bidet, one of those fancy Japanese toilet seats with a bidet built in. So
the one that cleans your butt?
Yeah, it cleans your butt. Yeah, it does.
Okay.
And so I wasn't all jazzed up about toilet paper like everybody else was, but I do have to say.
How many rolls you got right now?
2.
Oof.
But you know how many rolls I've used during this lockdown?
2.
1.
What?
Yeah, because B, I'm telling you, a bidet. Everyone that is listening, get one of those Japanese toilets that has a bidet built in.
Okay, I think you have the right thinking because this toilet paper going out of style is I still cannot find a roll of toilet paper anywhere in LA.
No, toilet paper is totally out of style. It is not in style anymore, B.
Okay.
Yeah, toilet paper is out. B, do you remember when W used to be a magazine, when it used to be a newspaper?
A big one, yeah.
Yeah, and every year they put the in and out list out. Do you remember that?
Vaguely, yeah.
Well.
Toilet paper?
Yeah, toilet. I remember one year, probably like 84, 85. The first thing that they mentioned was matte red lipstick was in. Yeah? Hi.
Who's there?
I don't know. Someone was just walked by and called my name.
Oh,
Um,
you you're really busy.
I'm talking to someone. Who is it? Oh, hi.
Who is it?
It was Eric, my friend Eric, on his bike.
Oh,
It has been nice. I have friends that ride by, and like we talk from bikes to house, and I go on a bike ride every day. I bought bikes just before the lockdown. So it's so invigorating to be able to go for an
I
incredible.
feel like you're having an amazing lockdown. Like you never looked better. Your house is on point. You're
They,
eating amazing food. You're gardening. I mean, I think we're all learning about ourselves during this really crazy time. Like I'm learning about me and the fact that we are forced to stay in our houses and sort of deal with what we got and making things better. I mean, if I have to clean one more drawer in my house, like everything is more organized than it's ever been. And, you know, taking a step back and just looking inside. I've never worked out so much in my entire life. I'm not a gym person. I've literally done yoga or Peloton or something every single day for a month. That's unheard of in my 45 years.
wow.
Like that's insane.
Wow, good for you. I have tennis elbow, tennis wrist, and tennis shoulder. So I've not been able. That's been driving me a little bit crazy. But I do go for bike rides. The other thing that I would have to add to that is that the street that Liberty Studio on has become a homeless camp in the last month. And
Ooh.
every time I drive by that, I think, wow, like how lucky that we have a roof over our head and we know where our next meal is coming from, because it's, you know, all of us.
Absolutely. I mean, it's scary times for so many people, and you know that's why we all need to support each other and make sure that we're still around when this is over. Because you know, as a business owner and you know, for showrooms and everyone in fashion, I mean, people are dropping like flies, and it's scary times. But I feel like, you know, with all of this and the environment getting better and us all thinking more in the future about sustainability and all those things. I mean, I know that you made these masks from your recycled material, which is amazing, and donated to all these hospitals. And that's the way we need to be thinking.
100%. And that's the way we need to be thinking after this is all over, because the planet is in a precarious position now, you know, and there are lots of people that are in important positions that don't seem to understand that. I'll never understand anyone that puts money before the planet.
Yeah.
But, you know, it's time to really stand up and act up and get with the program and get people in positions of power that care more about the planet than money.
I'm with you. I'm with you. Very well
So
said.
I just wrote to someone today that's in charge of the tree canopy in the area I live in, and said, I will volunteer. I want to do anything I can to encourage more trees, because there is evidence that if, you know, we all planted more trees, that we could really combat a lot of this environmental havoc. So I've personally planted 30 trees on my new lot since I've moved in, and it's been just one of the biggest joys watching these trees take. I planted them in the winter, and in the spring they're now budding, and there's nothing that brings me more joy knowing that this is part of my legacy, that I'm planting these
Right.
trees for the next 100 years, and the lungs of the city and the lungs of the planet.
When we hang up, I'm gonna go and garden. You totally inspired me. I'm
All
gonna
right,
like
one
I'm
that's watching, go plant a tree. You know, we all
yeah.
have space. We all have a pot, and when the tree outgrows the pot, we can give it to a friend that might have a place for it in their yard. But trees, trees, trees. That is the answer. Trees.
No, I'm totally there with you. I have a favorite tree outside that's incredible. That it's just the energy of my entire house, and
Yeah,
I know it.
Yeah, yeah. B, it's been such a pleasure talking to you, and I love you dearly.
I know, me too. Thank you for taking the time.
I'm so glad we're in each other's lives, and I appreciate you asking me to talk. And everyone that watched, I think only one person watched B, but
That's okay. Who cares?
yeah, I think I'm okay with that too. Thank you, and keep safe and keep.
Well, I'm here if you need a friend, and I might call you for some gardening tips.
Yeah, and we all need each other, and we all need to survive. So I love you guys.
Okay.
Thanks, B.
Love you. Bye.
Bye.